Welcome back, dear children. In our live session, we have started with lesson number 7, that is India during the Mauryan period. To start with, we are going to learn today the Greek Emperor Alexander's invasion. Invasion means forcefully they entered in India. Alexander was the Greek emperor. You can see Greece over here. Can you see? Yes, this is Greece and this is India. This is India, Indian Ocean you can see, and this is Greece. So, Alexander entered in India crossing the Indus, that is Sindhu river. He reached Takshashila. Takshashila means Rawalpindi, Pakistan. See, this is the northwest side of India, and from here he entered India. He met with forceful opposition from the Indian kings, but he defeated them all and successfully reached Punjab. However, his army suffered a lot, severe hardship, and they wanted to go back home. But Alexander was not ready. So, his own soldiers had a fight against Alexander and he forcefully turned back towards Greece. But before going, he appointed Greek officers known as satraps to look after the conquered territories in India. But when started his return journey, he died on the way in Babylon. What is Babylon? Babylon is in Iraq. That day I told you, on the western side of India, we have Pakistan, then Afghanistan, then Iran, then Iraq, then Turkey, and then Greece. Isn't it? So, on the way, before reaching Greece, he died in Babylon. But Alexander's campaign in India led in the increase of trade. The historians who accompanied Alexander introduced India to the Western world. Western world means here, western side of India. Greek sculpture affected Indian art, giving rise to Gandhara School of Art. What is this Gandhara School of Art? It is an art school on the western side of India. The Greek kings minted coins, and later on the same type of coins also started minting in India also. Understood? In your textbook, the silver coins of Alexander is given. You can see them again. Understood? So this much you have learnt about Emperor Alexander. After Emperor Alexander, now we will learn Chandragupta Maurya. See, this is the picture of Alexander the Great. Can you see? And now we will start with Chandragupta Maurya, the founder of Mauryan Empire. Can you see? Yes. He founded Mauryan Empire. In previous lesson, we have learnt till King Nanda, who was cruel, and people were tired of his behavior. Magadha, Dhanananda, and then Chandragupta Maurya brought it to an end and established his own rule in Magadha Empire. Who started Magadha Empire? Ajatashatru. In previous lesson we have learnt about it. After so many kings, Chandragupta Maurya began to extend the boundaries. MP, Gujarat, and other boundaries he extended and began to extend his empire. After Alexander's death, his Greek officers began a struggle began among the Greek officers. Seleucus Nicator was Alexander's general. He became the king of Babylon, where Alexander died. Where is Babylon? Iraq. Just I have told you. After Alexander's death, he invaded the northwest frontier region of India and Punjab, and thus Chandragupta Maurya successfully resisted his aggression. The defeat of Seleucus Nicator led to the inclusion of the northwest region. Northwest region I have told you, you all have marked in your textbook also. This is also Chandragupta Maurya. This is Seleucus Nicator. Can you see? Seleucus Nicator. Who was Seleucus Nicator? Alexander's general. Seen? So, at last, Chandragupta Maurya extended boundaries of Magadha Empire. I will show you all these boundaries in the map. This is Megasthenes. Who is this? Megasthenes, Seleucus Nicator's ambassador, who stayed back at Chandragupta Maurya's court. Chandragupta Maurya defeated Seleucus Nicator, but his ambassador Megasthenes stayed back at Chandragupta Maurya and wrote a book known as Indica. Indica is an important source for the study of India during the Mauryan period. Understood? It is believed that Emperor Chandragupta Maurya had built a dam called Sudarshan near Junagadh in Gujarat state. So, who extended the boundaries of Magadha Empire? Chandragupta Maurya, by conquering Alexander's general Seleucus Nicator. But after the defeat of Seleucus Nicator, Megasthenes stayed back because he wanted to know everything what is going on in Mauryan period, and he wrote down in his book Indica. Understood? Now we will start with Emperor Ashoka. Emperor Ashoka is also of Mauryan dynasty only. Chandragupta renounced the throne. He was succeeded by his son Bindusara. So after Chandragupta Maurya, his son Bindusara. And after the death of Bindusara, Ashoka. Understood? First Chandragupta Maurya, then his son Bindusara, and after Bindusara's death, his son Ashoka. And now we are going to learn about Ashoka only. Ashoka had been appointed the governor of Takshashila and Ujjain before he came to the throne. As the governor, he had successfully crushed the revolt at Takshashila. After becoming the emperor of Magadha, he launched a campaign against Kalinga, occupied the region of today's Odisha. Emperor Ashoka conquered Kalinga. Now I will show you Kalinga. What is Kalinga? Kalinga is nothing but Orissa. Can you see in the eastern India? Kalinga is there. Can you see in the map? Yes. So, Chandragupta Maurya, then his son Bindusara, and then Ashoka, who successfully conquered Odisha, that is Kalinga. Therefore, Ashoka's empire extended from Afghanistan in the west, northwest, and Nepal in the north to Karnataka. You can see in the picture Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. Can you see? Yes. Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh in the south, and from Bengal in the east to Saurashtra in the west. Here is the Bengal, Bay of Bengal, and Saurashtra means here on the western side. So almost all parts of India was covered by Emperor Ashoka, isn't it? Almost all parts of India. Who has started conquering boundaries or extended boundaries? Ajatashatru. And then till Ashoka almost covered all parts of India under his rule. Understood this much? Yes. Now we will talk about the Kalinga War. Ashoka was deeply moved by the bloodshed. Bloodshed means the blood was flowing everywhere. There was blood. Where? In Kalinga War. And therefore, he decided never to wage or work or had a war against anyone. He came to believe that truth, non-violence, compassion, these are the qualities of good qualities of human being, isn't it? Later on, after having a Kalinga war, he decided to stop conquering other territories, and he came to believe that truth, non-violence, compassion, and forgiveness were the important values. So, children, in your life also, there is no value of fighting with your friends. You are not enemies, isn't it? So, you have to forgive your friends. You also have to inculcate these values in you. Understood? Ashoka wanted to spread his teachings among the common people, and therefore he had a pillar edicts, means he built a pillar, Ashoka pillar, famous Ashoka pillars, and on those pillars he wrote down inscriptions. He engraved his teachings on those inscriptions, and he is referred to as Devanama Piyadasi. I will show you this. These are the territories conquered by Ashoka. See the dotted line, almost all India is covered over here. Can you see? These are the places conquered by Ashoka. Devanama Piyadasi means beloved of the gods, and he who looks on with kindness or affection. So these were the famous inscriptions of Ashoka written on stone or on pillars. We will learn about this in detail in our next video. Till then, bye bye children. See you children.